Since its enactment in 2000 and the extension through 2025, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, or AGOA, has been a cornerstone of U.S.-Africa economic relations. Today, we explore how AGOA has benefited South Africa and the United States, the potential fallout if these benefits are withdrawn, and what alternatives exist for South Africa in a shifting global trade landscape. AGOA was signed into law in 2000 to enhance market access for eligible sub-Saharan African countries to the U.S. by granting duty-free entry for thousands of products, including textiles, automotive parts, agricultural goods, and critical minerals. AGOA not only supports economic growth in Africa, but also strengthens U.S. supply chains. Congress extended AGOA in 2015, and it now runs until 2025. For South Africa, AGOA is more than just a trade agreement, it's an economic lifeline, export growth. In 2022, South African exports under AGOA totaled roughly $3.6 billion, with about 22% of its exports to the U.S. benefiting from duty-free access. Job creation. These trade benefits support nearly 93,000 direct jobs in key sectors such as automotive manufacturing, agriculture, and textiles, and contribute to the livelihoods of many more indirectly. Sectoral advantages. Industries like vehicle manufacturing have seen rapid growth under AGOA. For example, South African-made vehicles now enjoy preferential U.S. market access, which supports thousands of jobs in local communities. The U.S. also reaps significant benefits from AGOA access to critical resources. South Africa is a major supplier of vital minerals, including platinum, manganese, and chromium, essential for industries like automotive, aerospace, and green energy. Supply chain resilience. By diversifying sources of raw materials and components, AGOA helps U.S. manufacturers maintain stable and cost-effective supply chains. Strategic and diplomatic ties. AGOA strengthens bilateral relations, allowing the U.S. to build economic and strategic partnerships in Africa while promoting reforms and stability in the region. Despite its benefits, political tensions and policy shifts mean AGOA is not guaranteed forever. If South Africa were to lose AGOA eligibility, both sides would face challenges. For South Africa, increased tariffs would make exports to the U.S. more expensive, hurting competitiveness in sectors like agriculture and automotive. Thousands of jobs could be at risk, especially in industries heavily reliant on U.S. market access. The uncertainty might reduce foreign investment and hamper economic growth. Research using computable general equilibrium models suggests that while the overall GDP impact might be small, around a 0.06% decline, the sector-specific disruptions could be significant. For the United States, industries relying on South African minerals and components could see increased costs and shortages. U.S. companies operating in South Africa might face retaliatory trade barriers. Losing AGOA could weaken U.S. influence in Africa, opening the door for competitors like China to deepen their ties in the region. If AGOA benefits were to end, South Africa has several alternatives to safeguard its economy and diversify its export markets. Firstly, deepening trade relationships with BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, could offset the loss. Expanding intra-African trade by fully leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area would open up a vast continental market, enabling South African firms to access neighboring markets more easily. Another option is to negotiate a bilateral trade agreement with the U.S. to preserve many of the current benefits, even without AGOA. Additionally, boosting exports to the European Union and Asian markets can reduce reliance on the U.S. market. Finally, investing in domestic industrialization and upgrading technology can make South African industries more competitive globally. AGOA has created a win-win scenario, fueling growth in South Africa while securing critical supplies and strategic ties for the United States. However, the future remains uncertain. As political dynamics evolve, South Africa must prepare for a scenario where AGOA might no longer be available. By diversifying its trade partnerships, investing in domestic industries, and exploring new bilateral agreements, South Africa can build a more resilient economic future. Ultimately, the continued success of AGOA, or its effective replacement, will depend on cooperative dialogue, strategic policy-making, and a shared commitment to mutual economic prosperity. What do you think? Can South Africa adapt to a post-AGOA world, or is preserving the current framework still the best path forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share and subscribe for more insights on global trade and economic policy.